I'm making 3 or 4 times what I was making when I started working with Mira, which is just astounding to me because I thought in order to do that, I would have to go and like start a business and work 60 hours a day or more and like do all grind, grind, grind. And I'm not doing that. And that makes me feel held by like the universe and by me. I'm much more able to not fill my plate with everything that comes my way. I've been a freelancer for a long time. And when you're in freelancing, there's this fear, right? Like, if I say no to this job, will someone else come and give me another job? I don't have that anymore. And an example is I just said no to a client that I've worked with in the past that I actually really like because I have a different client right now and I didn't want to fill my plate. I wanted to be able to go to the gym, see my friends in the morning, work on my creative pursuits. And I wasn't going to be able to do that if I said yes to this client. And it was clear to me that that was what had to happen. Whereas
Mm.
before, I would have been worried that if I said no, they would never call me again. And what if I'm not making as much money as I can make right now? It's like I trust that next year I'll triple it again. I entered your work through the family constellations. And then when I saw the power of it and I was ready to accelerate, is when we started working together in that 6 month container. And that was very different in the sense that, yes, we also did constellations, but it was great to be able to work on a bigger goal, right? Like
Mm.
expanding my career, expanding my wealth, but still in this way that I had to trust that working with an emotion would yield that. It was really great to be able to say after every session, like, okay, now these are the things we're going to focus on, and I'll support you next week and see how it felt for you. Because when you're expanding and you're growing, your body, your nervous system, if it's not used to it, it will kind of rebel,
Mm.
right? You're expanding and it's like, what are you doing? We're very comfortable here. Even though you may feel stuck, your nervous system is just trying to like survive and keep you together. So the expansion feels threatening. It's nice to be able to have that container with you as you're learning this for yourself to understand, oh, it doesn't mean I'm doing the wrong thing. It just means I am like expanding my life, expanding my possibilities, expanding my ability to make money in a way that is aligned to me that nobody else has taught me before. And about the process being 6 months that is very valuable is by working with you on trusting the process, you start to create a deep trust with yourself as well. Because you're more connected to yourself, you can listen to the fear that will come up or the anger or whatever it is and not run away from it and even talk to it and be like, I know this is scary that we're going to say no to this thing, but let's trust that something else will come. And I think that that's a really powerful thing to learn to navigate, especially like you said, if you suffer from any kind of anxiety. I think it's easy to be reactive if you
Mm.
have a negative feeling and to be like, no, 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 something must be wrong because you don't know. But as you create more trust in yourself through the process, then you can make decisions that you would never have seen yourself making before. Sometimes I look at me and I think, how is it possible that I can be this calm, saying no to things or saying yes to things that last year would have just destroyed me or
Yeah.
taken all of my energy, And now if I say no or I say yes, I do it in a way that is so grounded that it doesn't take up any more mental energy, creative energy, energy with my family. Like it just is what it is. And then I keep moving. It's changed the way I approach like my career. Yeah. I feel more committed to the work that I'm doing. And when I give somebody a yes, that
Mm.
I'll work with them. Not that I wasn't committed before, but I feel more productive in the hours that I do work because I want to be aligned, right? Like if I said yes to this, then I'm going to learn as much as I can from it, give it my best. But then also when I'm not working, I am able to leave it,
Mm.
which is before
Mm.
my work was very permeable in my life
Mm.
and it would kind of come into everything. And now I'm much more able to work and make more money, but also, funny enough, not see it as my whole life,
Yeah.
which even though it's more aligned with who I am as a person and I also see it's like all of it feeds into each other and
Yeah.
I don't approach it with as much anxiety as before. So yeah,
Yeah.
I have been with my partner for 10 years, married, like 15 years together, and he's seen me through a lot of changes. And in my work with you,
Yeah.
he commented that he's like, I don't know what you guys are doing. It sounds very mysterious, but whatever you're doing, I can see it's really having results. And to me, that was so important because, again, this is the person that's closest to me. We live together, we are raising children together, and he noticed
Yeah.
as well, which is a testament to the work that we do. And it is mysterious, right? Like when we first started, when I heard about it, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't really know what we're going to do, but I really want to do it. And
Sure.
the more I did it, the more I realized that this was what I needed to do to grow. A lot of us immigrants that come from other cultures that are more communal, sometimes the American way of like healing and again hyper individualism doesn't feel right in your body. And I think it didn't feel right for me anymore because I had tried it for so long. I've literally been in therapy for since I was 17. And I love my therapist, right? But it's a different way of healing that I found working with you, where I also didn't have to understand it. I'm a very cerebral person. And
Hmm.
one of the most freeing things, after we would do a session, would be like, so what do I have to do now? You'd be like, let it integrate, don't discuss it. And that was very freeing for me
Yeah.
to trust that it would work without me necessarily like doing anything about it or discussing it or, you know, thinking about it and how it made sense. It just did. It just worked. It
Yeah.
required a lot of trust in you in the process, but also in myself. If you're ready for something like this,
Yeah.
if you are ready to trust yourself and you want to explore a less cerebral way to grow your wealth, to grow your trust in yourself, to understand who you are, then this is like the perfect container, I want to call it, right? Like the
Yeah.
perfect way to do that.